is the NBA on NBC. Today, it's the Phoenix Suns versus the San Antonio Spurs.
Indiana Pacers here in San Antonio. They lost by 17 points. The Spurs controlling the opening tip. Our guys in the studio, Julius Erving and Bill Walton, Peter Vesey. Robinson on the reverse. And he's tied the game at 2.
Two occasions, David Robinson has used his quickness to blow by Wayman Tisdale. This time he gets the hoop, and that's one of the reasons why Tisdale is in the starting lineup. Paul Westphal doesn't feel his centers have that kind of quickness.
Barkley trying to shoot his way into it, hits the three. A Friday night victory over Minnesota at home. They had to come from behind. Barkley with 5 points. Phoenix.
Charles Barkley getting a screen across from Kevin Johnson, and a good one, and then there's a beautiful pass by Dan Marley to get Charles that easy opportunity.
Shots, they led 24-5 at one stretch. Cummings. Drive, he was expecting contact. Robinson held by Tisdale. Wayman Tisdale getting the wraps on David Robinson. Advantage. Barkley nearly picked it off. Here's Cummings. Terry Cummings. Avery Johnson pushes it down. Leading David Robinson. And he was fouled.
Advantage here in the first quarter.
The alley-oop on target. Kevin Johnson for Charles Barkley.
And Charles Barkley lulling Terry Cummings here into thinking that he was going to make a move to the basket. Actually, on the ball is pass line, defensively, you're supposed to take a step in the direction of the pass. Terry Cummings did it, but when you're playing against Charles Barkley, you cannot take your eye off him, nor can you release body contact when he's that close to the basket. Because Kevin Johnson in guarding Billy Delregro, who's a perimeter player, is getting lifted up.
Charles Barkley taken by San Antonio.
Well, the Phoenix Suns have been the more aggressive team. Even though they gave up a layup there, they've been holding the Spurs to only one shot. And Charles, since he was on the perimeter, did the wise thing, took off.
Tisdale sitting down. Here is Delregro trying the three. Robinson on the foul. Robinson with the foul.
The Spurs do not want to come and double-team Barkley until now, when he puts it on the floor and gets into the lane.
And he was fouled. Barkley hacked. And he'll head to the line. Foul on J.R. Reed. 2 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. David Robinson with the funnel. David Robinson with 9 points to lead San Antonio. And the Spurs with a 23-21 advantage. San Antonio uniform, and Wesley on the floor for the Suns. Here's Ainge. Danny Ainge getting right to it. And in second quarter. Barkley got the step. Oh, he beat Cummings, moving to his left along the baseline.
First quarter. Charles is ready for this ballgame.
And Barkley was able to knock it away. Fouled by Delregro, was trying to get the wraps on Barkley, trying to prevent the shot, but Charles was able to power his way to get the shot off. And Person up front. Robinson with the moonlight shades. It counts on the foul.
Well, this is why Paul Westphal does not feel comfortable with either Danny Shays or Joe Klein on David Robinson, who is actually inside, and you think their size and strength would mean something. But as that ball was in the air, David Robinson was already spinning to the baseline. So on the catch and go, Danny Shays was at his mercy. David Robinson can do it. Inside, can do it outside, and is really in control of his game right now.
30. At one point, the Phoenix Suns had a record of 33-8. Barkley from downtown. Once again, he's tied the game. And Robinson off a double team. Person came over to help out. Robinson. Good box out. Barkley getting the position. Talking about you, not me. It's a tough background, isn't it? Although Barkley has not had any problem here in this first half.
Barkley coming off the bench after a little bit of a breather and a dry spell the last 4 or 5 minutes that he was on the floor working hard against J.R. Reed. A little eyebrow fake actually to get Reed off balance, and Charles with a nice touch from the baseline.
On it, and then traded to the Spurs. Barkley on the drive. Barkley with the follow. San Antonio, Texas. That pass overthrown. Barkley for three. In very casual fashion. United with this comeback here late in the half. Barkley draws the foul with only 0.3 of a second remaining in the half. Unseld mentioned that he might be available. Wes is on hand as a part of the NBA radio broadcast team. Marley hits the three.
For David Robinson and Barkley, but now at the other end of the floor, the Suns are so small they can't stop anybody from going to the basket.
And Barkley does just that, hits the reverse.
Barkley just whipping by David Robinson on the baseline. Normally, Robinson will back off and give Charles the baseline. Didn't do it this time. Charles beat him.
Spurs by one. You're watching the NBA on NBC. In the third. Shot clock at 5. Barkley draws the foul. Number 3 on Cummings. Behind the San Antonio Spurs. Barkley for 3. Yes. Charles Barkley.
To his left hand, you have to trade him. And Barkley's 3 set up on the penetration by Kevin Johnson.
Barkley trying to do it off the dribble against Reed. See, this is where everybody else stands around, but Charles able to hit.
Really nobody that can handle him inside when he's somewhat on his game.
Barkley, yes. Charles Barkley with 36 points. Elliott too late with the shot.
Charles isolated over on the right side of the floor. Bob Hill trying to shout instructions. He doesn't want Charles to get baseline. He would have rather had him go to the middle, but Charles on a beautifully quick spin move blew by J.R. Reed. And now working against Cherry Cummings. This time not going to the patented little head fake. Just went straight up and shot the ball. Wide open shots.
5-point Phoenix lead. Avery Johnson. Barkley rebounds. David Robinson is back on the floor. He's
all of a sudden the Spurs defense has become very passive, even with David Robinson on the floor. You understand why he would be with 4 personal fouls, but makes up for it at the other end of the floor. Help out. And then David Robinson being held here by Charles Barkley with 2 hands. That's not called, but Robinson able to spin in and just overpower the smaller Barkley.
And the foul called on Ainge.
This ballgame, that's his first one in a long time, and that's been a key for Phoenix.
Barkley on the beautiful lead from Kevin Johnson in February against the Warriors. Johnson rejected. Elliott in the open floor, moving on Ainge. Elliott all the way. What a shot by Sean Elliott. The third. Barkley played by Reed. Going baseline and draws the foul. Reed called for the push. And that
as Charles Barkley was clearing out that area, as now Charles Barkley, who got Terry Cummings in the first half on the same play, figured let's try.
Del Negro on the recovery. Robinson. Three-pointer at the buzzer.
Let's watch Chuck Person again here. Watch his hand to see if he touches it, and he does. That should have been a walking violation because you're not allowed to touch your own pass or own shot until it touches somebody else or the rim.
Three-pointer at the buzzer for David Robinson. After 3, the score is tied at 84.
I think that this team is getting their own identity instead of like saying that Dennis Rodman 36 and 9 or whatever. But the team is doing real well. And I'm happy.
The pass to Johnson. There's Robinson feeding Avery Johnson.
And then at the other end, David Robinson finishing off nicely with a good bounce pass to Avery Johnson.
Elliott. Robinson keeping it alive. Robinson. David Robinson. Down to 5:20 to go on the fourth. Barkley from Johnson. 41 points.
Johnson penetration, really not looking for his shot. He knew he had the floor spread. Charles Barkley and Kevin had eye contact for about 3 or 4 seconds before that. Charles just snuck in all alone.
Phoenix staying with a small lineup. Barkley trying to go baseline and then able to hit the fadeaway. He now has 43 points. Robinson beating the Suns down court, and Ainge had a foul him.
They shut off at the pass by Chuck Person, forced to take a tough shot, but Charles is just having one of those afternoons.
Robinson now facing a double team. Person for 3. Foul on the Spurs. Suns are over the limit. Barkley twisting his way inside. 45 points for Charles Barkley. In trouble. Gets it into Robinson, very close to a travel, and he was fouled by Barkley. Only the second on Barkley, and Robinson, after the good start at the line, is 6 for 10.
Charles was going to chase David out of the building if he had to, and very quickly, Lionel Hollins, Scotty Robertson, Paul Westphal, and the Phoenix Suns bench up, trying to get another second or 2 on the clock, as that clock did go an extra second and a half.
Phoenix is over the limit.
Get the 3 before defense can set up.
4-point lead for San Antonio.
Where he can possibly get a 4-point play.
Barkley. Rebound Elliott. Sean Elliott with his 9th rebound. Ainge spotting up for 3 and hits it. 109-106 with 2 seconds left, and that will do it. Well, despite 45 points by Charles Barkley, a particularly sweet victory for the Spurs and their fans, who took exception to some of the remarks made by Charles about the Spurs. And the Spurs making 11 straight wins. They go to 52-18. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, Marv, David. Obviously, you guys feeling so well about yourself as a team. You guys have really been so strong since the All-Star game.
Well, the level's gone up. JR and Terry have stepped in and done the job with Dennis gone, and the confidence level's beginning to rise, and I think that's what we're going to need going this last month.
This is one of those games that you want to try to make a statement with the playoffs coming up, and I think they made a bit of a statement, Charles.
I think we made more of a statement. They know when we play them again, it's going to be a dogfight. They come to Phoenix in 2 weeks, and it's going to be fun.
Well, it was a great show by both of y'all. Good luck to you the rest of the season, all right? All right, back to you, Marv.
All right, about 45 for Barkley. Robinson at 23.